Hey there, Pastor Al here. It's Wednesday once again. I appreciate the fact that you're joining me today for just a moment or two to look at the Word of God and to get some truth and some encouragement from it. You know, I was thinking about John 10:10, and Jesus is speaking in that passage, and he says, "The thief comes not but to steal, to kill, and destroy." And I thought about the thief and what he comes to steal. And we know, number one, that stealing is wrong. The Ten Commandments tell us, "Thou shalt not steal." And so for us, stealing as a believer is something that isn't godly. In fact, it is godless. So we know that the enemy that has come to steal is godless and antichrist, and actually anti what Christ stands for. So what is stealing? Well, it's taking something that doesn't belong to us. And whenever we've been caught stealing when we were young, we usually had to return it or to make it good because it didn't belong to us in the first place. We had to buy back or to purchase it. And so we look at what the enemy wants to steal. And automatically our minds go to things like our finances. He wants to steal our finances. He wants to steal our health. And maybe a little bit more abstractly, he wants to steal our happiness. He wants to steal our joy, our peace. He wants to steal our peace. He maybe wants to steal our faith and take our faith away from us, our faith in Jesus Christ and what he's done for us. These things don't belong to the enemy. And even the world itself, even though the enemy has been given a realm to rule over, the enemy does not own the world. God owns the world. He owns the universe and everything in it. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Psalms 24, chapter 24, verse 1. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So we know even the world itself, which Satan wants to control, isn't his to begin with. And so I got to thinking about what the enemy wants to kill. Wants us to steal. And in that, I thought about friends and family. I thought about those that we know, those that we love. Those don't belong to Satan. Our family, our spouse, our kids, our parents, our relatives, our church family, those people and those relationships do not belong to the enemy. But I'll tell you, the one thing that the enemy wants to do is to steal those things away from you. And I have seen lives where the enemy has gotten in and he has taken the things from us that don't belong to him. And sometimes it's the people that we are involved with in our life. Hebrews 10:25 brings up a very interesting point. It says this, "Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much more as you see the day approaching." What's the day? Well, it's a capital D. It's the day of Jesus Christ. So we are encouraged by the writer of Hebrews not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together. Why? Because Satan desires to steal from us relationships that are meaningful, that are fruitful, that are positive, that are encouraging, and to make us feel like we're all alone and no one understands us. And it's the greatest lie of the enemy. One of the greatest lies of the enemy is that he makes us think that no one understands, that no one cares. And clearly, in Elijah's case, God kind of put him on the carpet and said, well, hey, there's still 7,000 people that haven't bowed to Baal. What do you mean you're the last one of the prophets? I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he said that just to get Elijah's mind wrapped back around the fact that Elijah wasn't alone. And sometimes, as we see the day of Jesus Christ approaching, as we see the time getting shorter, as we see the things around us happening, remember that Satan will up his game to steal the things that doesn't belong to him. The things that don't belong to him are things that are precious to us. And the people in our lives need to be precious to us. They need to be meaningful to us. They need to understand how much we need each other and how much we need to be together. Now, I think it's interesting that just the verse above that, and the writer says this, "Let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works." And then he goes on to say, "Not forsaking the assembling themselves." So what's the purpose of our assembling? Is to encourage each other, to stir up love, to stir up good works. But I'll tell you something, don't let the enemy steal from you the people that God has put in your life to encourage you and to make you stronger. Don't let the enemy steal what does not belong to him. May you find that an encouragement today. Have a great day in Jesus.